Hello, everybody. Welcome. How are we all doing today? Who do we have in here? Dominic, Mace Sound, Lot My Crypto P, Gabby, Ethereum, Luxury. No one else yet. Come on, where is everyone? Say hello. Hype in the chat. And hit the like button on your way in, as P says. And yeah, we will get started. Here we go. Now everyone's saying hi. Cool. Welcome, everybody. So, yeah, well, nothing much has happened today. I always say that at the beginning of these streams because nothing much has happened yet. What can we talk about? I want to do a little bit on, maybe we just do some stuff on the higher time frames because, okay, we're going to trade the CPI that's happening in a bit. So we can go over a little bit of a plan for that. I think a move back to daily open is probably what we're going to see as we go into CPI. And then what I would like to see is something to the downside. Again, so if I'm looking for any kind of position here, we had some good trades yesterday. So when we did the London trading room, we came up with just a bunch of setups that we were looking for. So I can actually bring this up on the Discord. So for those of you again who are not in the crew, here's what you've been missing out on. So yesterday we did have, where is it? Over here. Let's just hide this. Yeah, this was like the what we were really looking for as we went into the day yesterday. So we looked for the short position. That was around about that 30. Where is that even on here? 30,200. We wanted to get that short. Then we were looking for highs to be taken after we got that short, and then to get the SFP off of the highs after that. And it's pretty much exactly what we had seen. So when you actually look at the chart, going over onto this, and then looking at that move back down towards the daily open, the weekly level, then we actually got that really, really quite nicely. I'm going to draw this back on the chart just to go over the trades that we had yesterday. So this was during London. Okay, we had the London session. It was fairly chill. Wasn't too much going on, but we were looking at, okay, there's your high to your low 618. Okay, and then we were looking for, if that's going to come up to here, then we were looking for a move back down to hit into, take out the lows and so on. So we were looking for that kind of situation. So we managed to catch the short yesterday, just after the London trading room that we did. Had a pretty decent move down off of that. I took profit, then I had to go out for the rest of the day. Managed to hold quite nicely. And then again, if I do pull up the Discord, then the main thing that we were looking at was, where's my stuff? Over here. So yeah, we had the move that we were looking to get off of that. But then, yeah, obviously closed my short because I wasn't around for the rest of the day. And then we had the move up to get the SFP off of the highs, which again is what we were all expecting yesterday anyway. So because this had been put in overnight, it was a bit of a no-brainer to go, okay, cool, we're probably going to SFP these highs here, and that's going to be the short opportunity, and then you're looking back down towards that weekly level. And lo and behold, that is exactly what we've had. So yeah, a pretty decent day for trading yesterday. Today's been a little bit more flat because most of the stuff that we've got within this range is already done now. So we do need to find some kind of, short of coming up to daily open and getting a move down, there's not so much left within this range. So we're looking at, again, a little bit more expansion here, to be honest. I think whether we are looking to continue to push higher, and we'll go over the bullish. I mean, we have to be in a bullish bias still. How many times? Every time I'm on a stream, it's like you've got to look for longs are what they're paying at the moment. All the short positions that I take, generally right now, we're hitting take profit one and no more, and then it ends up getting invalidated soon afterwards. Whereas my long positions, I'm just like taking a long and then just chilling because we're in such a nice uptrend. If you get stopped on a long, then there's always another one there. There's always support beneath us because we are just continuing to move up. And yeah, from today again, still just long, still just in that long position. And yeah, I think realistically, okay, we do have, I think, minimum that we can expect as we go into CPI will be a move back up to like 30,100, but I would like to see a move up into the daily open and then to see if that can get a short position. And we'll do a bit more work on this in a minute. We've still got 20 minutes to go to figure things out. But overall, and this is why, I mean, I want to do a show of hands here. So let's say, actually, I'm going to do a poll. Are people feeling, let me see. I want to see what people are thinking in general right now. So here's a little bit of a poll just to see. And then I'm just going to go over some of the, maybe the higher time frame stuff that we can be looking at. What do we have in here? May sound, what are you waiting for? Hey, if you're not in the Discord group already, if you're not in the crew already, remember we are still running that offer at the moment. So you can get a 30% discount on all of our crew memberships. So this, again, I'll just pull up the Discord. For any of you who may have missed it, then we are running this promotion currently. Okay, 30% off all plans. This is an Easter promotion. We're still running it this week. It's going to end at the end of the week. And all you need to do is sign up on either Bybit or BingX under one of our affiliate links. So the links for these I'm just about to post down here. So either the Bybit one or the BingX one, these being the two exchanges that we mainly trade on as a community. And then you will receive, if you deposit a minimum of $100, it's only $100. It's just getting people signed up via that. Then you'll receive a code that gives you 30% off of all of the plans on our website, which is tauruscrypto.com. So that is this one over here. So then you can go over to the crew. And what you can do then is if you want to sign up, if you want to join for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, annual, you can join annual. You can put in your little discount coupon code in here. So enter the coupon code that we will give you, and that will give you a 30% off of the total amount from that plan. So it's pretty cool. If you want to take advantage of that, then do make sure you do that now, because we're going to be doing the New York trading room directly after this stream as well. So I'm going to stream now, and then we are going to trade the New York Open after we get the CPI data. John Todd, that is disappointing. It's less than, so if it goes down to what, that would be like 60 something pounds, 30% off, 60 something dollars. So that's like what, a couple of quid a day, a couple of dollars, just over a couple of dollars a day to get the best trading knowledge out there. Well, I don't know, but it's a good community. We generally get things right. All you need to do is get a couple of good trades and you're paid for that for the month. I mean, all you need to do is get a good trade and you're paid for that for the month or for the year, depending on your size of the account. So yeah. Some dude in another Discord is currently down 400, liquidated to 34k chaos. Let's see. I mean, there's probably a lot more going on than that at the moment. But anyway, let's continue with the analysis. So the surprising thing for me, I want to just zoom out and we're going to look over here. Okay, so we have this big weekly level. So this is like quite key at the moment. So where price is right now is this big old weekly OB, and we are holding at the moment above that weekly level itself. Now, if you just go down onto the slightly lower timeframes, what we also have here is this is the point in which we had that runaway gap that took us into like the depths of the big bear, beastie bear market after that 30k support had failed last time. So what we have done over the past few months is basically recovered all of the losses from this basically being an entire deviation of here's your range, here's a deviation. Are we now seeing that we've got acceptance back inside this range and we're looking for a move back up towards the highs again? So maybe. And what we have been doing so far is it's surprising how stable it is at the moment after such a big move up. This is one of the things that is slightly surprising to me, is just how stable the market seems to be. And that is like, the characteristics of that are not what you would expect to see if we're putting in a high here. So I do remain like fairly bullish on this whole move, and I am still looking for a move higher. But what I would love to see happen at some point is to get that flush that then can trigger a few altcoins to start moving. We do have to remember that BTC dominance is back up at the top of its range. We'll cover that in just a second. So I am looking for altcoins a little bit more than Bitcoin. It's surprising. Yeah, like I say, it's surprising how well we are holding within the previous range. But that can change very quickly. Okay, if we do start to drop back through that OB and we get caught here, then that does set us up for shorts to take us all the way back down to 28,200, back down to these daily levels, and maybe even a little bit lower after that. So we have like an interesting situation where we're looking at this as being an overall deviation of the larger range, and one would expect prices to come back into at least the POC of that range, back up towards the midpoint of that range that takes you into 50k. Or are we looking at this as being a deviation of basically this range here, where we've had one move up, you have that final little push, and then we are looking to retrace all of this back down and continue this range. So yeah, it's pretty even at the moment. The poll is fairly even, so we're almost running 50-50 here. We got a very slight, only 52% people bullish, right? 53% now. Out of 64 votes, we've not got enough people yet to make that a good thing. But it's surprising, isn't it? Like how even everything is. And still people, despite us being 100% up on the year so far, aren't really doing, don't really believe this whole move at the moment. So what else do people say? Adrian Starfish, not even a pint. Yes, less than a cost of 1 pint per day for crew membership. How about the volume? Nobody talking about it. I mean, there's no volume. The market is very boring right now, which probably contributes to the lack of traders around, which probably contributes to the lack of trades that we can really take. And also, I think now is a good time just to be doing research into, like where you want to be positioned for this next cycle, how you want to be doing stuff. So there's not a whole lot going on in the market. There is very low volume, but we're still trading it. We are traders, so it's all good. Friday, don't you think the amount of fake pump attributes to the disbelief? Binance emergency fund, Michael Saylor buying again, etc. Not real market mechanics. Discuss. Interesting. So I guess you're leaning on the side of bearish. So from my perspective, the Binance emergency fund is bullshit. It means nothing. It's not going to affect the market. It's not going to do anything. It's what was it? $1 billion? I mean, we trade that on a daily basis on the small exchanges. So it means nothing. Michael Saylor buying again. I mean, his average is around 30k. So they're roughly break even on the whole investment, I think now. MicroStrategy and all of that. So again, doesn't really mean anything. Fake pump. I don't think that's the case either. I think it's just I mean, this is bare minimum that you would expect. You've come back in, and we've tested what was previous support, seeing if it's resistance. So even though we've had 100% move up on the year, this is the bare minimum for anything like this. So if we are actually going to have a rally, then it has to go a lot higher, and it has to go a lot higher before retail start getting involved. It has to go a lot higher before new money starts to get back involved. I think the only people that are here now are people that were here when prices were here, right? Is there anyone watching this stream who has joined crypto during this? I doubt it. So there's no new money. This is all just people who are still traumatized from the past couple of years, losing all of their money, all of that sort of thing. And yeah, is there anyone that's really interested in getting back into the market? I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see anyone. Yeah, I don't see anyone new in the space at all. Keveridge, your Uber driver got involved last week. Okay, so maybe they're starting to trickle in. Maybe they're just starting to. But I still think we need to go quite a lot higher for that. So yeah, I'm sticking with the bias of prices going up. I mean, it has been just continually up for the whole year so far, which is great. At some point that is going to have to reverse, and we'll be able to trade that. Yeah, we'll be able to trade that when it happens. But yeah. Johnny M. Cool, you trading futures at all? So much better than crypto this year. What do you mean I'm not trading futures? Like, I mean, you can trade crypto futures, or do you mean like S&P and stuff like that? You know, I've been trading the S&P. I've been trading a little bit of other stuff, trading gold, trading the ES. Took a little trade last week on the South African rand or whatever it is. So yeah, I've been trading other markets. What channel? Yeah. Okay, yeah, maybe people are starting to get back involved, but I don't know. Anyway, let's look at, I wanted to point this out as well. So Bitcoin dominance breaking above, I mean, kind of breaking above the highs of the previous range. So we did touch into that yesterday, into the top, that like 48.7%. I mean, a move up to 50% on Bitcoin dominance could be expected. You would think that at some point soon, obviously this has been for the year as well, so the BTC dominance chart looks a lot like the Bitcoin chart right now, and maybe that does mean that we are due for some kind of correction that can just trigger the altcoins. But again, that's just, it's technicals, draw your own conclusions to that. It's been, since we were around here, I've been looking at altcoins and have been looking for opportunities within altcoins, but it hasn't yet materialized. I do think we need to get that flush from the market to give altcoins a better chance of getting a decent bounce here. I guess we have the whole narrative with Ethereum right now, which actually, interestingly enough, has just taken these lows again. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, look, altcoins are just getting crushed comparatively to Bitcoin right now. It's like, when did all this rain come from? Raining outside. John Todd, we are not offering trials at the moment, unfortunately. It's been raining in the Midlands for the past 36 hours. I heard an interesting fact. So, okay, we've got 8 minutes until CPI. We'll have a look at that in a minute. I heard an interesting fact today. So did you know that London gets less rainfall in a year than New York, Lisbon, Barcelona, and Istanbul, and maybe a couple of other places as well, apparently. Was it Istanbul? I think it might have been. So yeah, less rainfall in a year because we're like really sheltered here on the east of the UK. So the west of the UK gets loads of rainfall, but the east not so much because we're all very sheltered. So apparently less rainfall per year. But yeah, I don't know. Um, what's this label? Why are these labels here? Remove these. Remove these. Rain just floats in the air in London, doesn't fall. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it's doing right now. It's just super hazy outside, but it's still sunny and weird weather. Okay, CPI will be coming in very soon. So this is what we have to look at today. So we have a few minutes to go. It's forecast to be pretty chill, isn't it? I mean, all of these fears about the economy are getting a bit quieter now. I think people were very fearful earlier on in the year. That seems to have just died down a little bit. I think we're getting out of that somewhat at the moment, and things are just starting to become a little bit more stable. We've seen the stock market's been doing okay, more than okay for the past for the year so far. Crypto's been doing more than okay for the year so far. So I think this stability, with everyone just understanding that the world's not in a great place, like economically we're not in a great place, but at least things aren't getting worse. It's pretty good. So we'll see what happens here. I don't have high expectations. I really don't have high expectations for CPI. I think these news events are going to become less relevant because that's just what happens when markets are going up. No one cares about what's going on in the news. No one really bothers to pay attention. It's just when there's all this fear in the market, then people are like, "Oh my god, it must be because of a bad CPI print and all of that kind of thing." So, no, not really the case. I don't think we're going to get much movement. We'll trade New York as normal as well today. But yeah, let's see. So if we are to get a move up, like I've said, daily open is the target for this. I would be looking for a short if we can get there because, I mean, you're looking at a similar situation. You got your golden pocket there. This also is the POC of our previous range. So from this range here, if I am just to draw a fixed range onto that and go on to the daily so you can see it a little bit clearer. This is the POC of this range. Okay, so 30,175. So into that POC, you would say that is acceptance within the previous range. As long as we are holding, so if we pull this fixed range again, basically your yearly level now, so 28,900, as long as we're holding that, that would be considered as, in my opinion, acceptance within previous range, which leads us to think that we are going to continue to go higher. At the same point, what's even more bullish is if we're holding 30k as stable as we are now, then again, that does lead me to be looking for slightly higher prices. I think we put in a really good range, a really good long range beneath the major resistance. And the fact that we're now breaking through that, yeah, I would be looking for 32,450, which is the top of that local range. And then we can see what happens there. But because we just spent so much time consolidating below it, it would be a surprise to me just to see price get caught back in. And then if that does happen, then we have to be looking for the shorts. At that point, that's where you hedge. But yeah, as long as we are holding here, the length of this range just means I'm still bullish right now, and I would still be looking for higher prices. But today, okay, yeah, it's CPI. So I'm going off on like, I don't really know what to talk about because there's not much going on. Daily open, see if we can catch a short from there. There's enough confluence. We've been stuck at the VWAP all day. So we've got to break through that first of all. Then if we are to look for a short, I think I would be targeting the single prints. So that takes you down to 29,300. So we would go as, put a little green box down here. This is where I'd be looking again for some support. You can maybe draw that down to around about here. But yeah, 29,300 roughly. But are we likely to get that today with CPI not being too interesting? I think that's probably a bit far away. Is there anything else that we can look at? Let's just quickly, we've got a couple of minutes still, but I don't think we got local lows. So we can take out previous day, well, not previous day low, because that would be down here. There's your daily level. There. And then you got previous day low here. That's a bit better. Yeah. Are we ready to refresh this? Is the data in? We got a few more seconds to go. Usually you get a move into this as well, into CPI. There we go. Okay, local highs taken. Daily open. All right, that's what we wanted. Gone a little bit higher than that. And now it's all frozen. Okay, cool. So there's your daily open. We knew that was probably going to happen. I think it's a bit of a... so CPI has come in below forecast. Interesting. So actually that's really, really, really quite bullish. All right, yeah, maybe we're just going to keep pumping. I mean, it was already a very like dovish CPI. CPI was expected to be very dovish today, like lower. Yeah, fair. ES is pumping. There's a DXY there. So on this, got a little zone down here. Through that, okay, OB. Maybe, I think taking the lows, coming back down to 101.3 is probably what we'd be looking at on this. Cool. Fair enough. Yeah, I was kind of thinking we'd just come in as expected on this, but the fact that, so this is, I guess the significance for this. So let's just break down the data from here. Again, I'm not going to be like, I'm not an expert in all of this. I just trade the charts and whatever, but we're looking at year on year and month on month. And so what CPI is, it is the total cost of like goods and services, basically. It's the consumer price index. So the change in prices of goods and services purchased by consumers. So from a year on year basis, okay, we're running at about a 6% increase. So showing like 6% inflation on the cost of stuff to people. And month on month, that has been going up, just steadily kind of increasing. So last month we had that 0.4% increase. This month was expected to go down. Okay, so things are they're not getting less They're not getting cheaper yet at this stage, but comparatively to the cost of like stuff going up over the past year or 2 years, it's starting to settle down. And this is what we were talking about just a minute ago. So things are settling and it's not as bad. So it was already expected to be like much better than where we were like a year ago. But the fact that we've come in even lower than that shows that, okay, maybe we're looking at this inflation that we've been seeing for such a long time is almost gone now. Yeah. So we've been looking at this rampant inflation for such a long time, and we're now looking at, okay, maybe this is going to flip the other way, and we're looking at just things, the cost of stuff going back down. So it's not surprising that we've seen a move like this from data like that, I guess. We thought that the move would be up anyway, and the trend is up, so therefore you would look for it. But what we can do now, okay, so we've taken highs. So this is from Asia. So we've taken the highs of the day. And despite the fact that we've had that big move up, you would look to fade that if we do get caught below here. This is way too early to be taking a short position. But let's have a look. Is there any reason that we could, start to look for a short? Probably not at this stage. It's still like I say, it's still too early. Oh my God, EXO. Let me move the bloody chart. So these are shorts that have been squeezed and immediately starting to enter back in. Probably going to be squeezed a little bit more. You've got a lot of longs opening here. So this does have to continue. Otherwise, these longs are quite quickly going to get caught on the wrong side. So we're now in a situation where basically, suddenly we have all this volatility. I've got to change my tick size. It's actually quite balanced. Because you had shorts re-entering straight away, it's actually surprisingly balanced. Like Delta within the range here. Yes, we're going back up again, but we're still climbing in price. Okay, fair. Let's just look on this. Seeing a few less shorts being liquidated on here. Are we into any like major sell wars or anything on Binance? Again, a little bit. We've got good support that's now built here. So 30,000. Wow, it's really weird to be saying 30,000 again on Bitcoin, but yeah, 30,300 is now becoming quite important support, and the bid is holding. So this is they are chasing this up at the moment. So yeah, still too early to be entering a short. Way too early. So we've got a corrective move. If we can get below, all right, yeah, so that makes sense. 30,300 you would expect to act as support. TVA 3 minute. You got to look at the context of it though. Yeah, you've got volume traps up there, but it's not. There's not an imbalance within that candle as such. So yeah, still early. I wouldn't be interested in the short unless we lose 30,300. At that point, then I might start to consider it, because you've got to find invalidation somewhere. Notice how certain layer ones are outperforming everything since yesterday. I'll have a look at those. Okay, so there is 30,300. Are these getting filled or are they getting pulled? Okay. So now we look for the bounce. This is just, like I say, when I'm doing the this kind of trading, we're looking for the highest probability scenario. So now that we've come into support, you would hope for a bounce here. Now we either have the option of, for me, I would probably look for that already, because I think we're now into that point where, okay, this is worth a shot and you can look to trade that back down if we have a move back into here. Or you just wait for this corrective move and then you don't need to use this as the invalidation. You can use one that's a little bit lower down. So locally, yeah, not getting any longs trapped up here. I think to take previous day high is unlikely. Generally speaking, you see like news being internal. But we'll see. So yeah, we have this. That all looks like a good shot. Let's see. Solana. Okay. Just gonna keep an eye on this over here so we can watch what's going on. See, the problem with Solana, this is already, I'm just going to remove this, start again. Near also outperforming. Okay. I mean, I get why you'd be tempted for a short on this, but I just, again, I just don't see it yet. Not one that you'd want to hold. Like I'm looking for trades that you can just hold for the session. So yeah, okay, I see it. You've got the SFP for this. This is similar to Bitcoin, and here you would be short invalidation, target back down there. What we probably have is the anchor VWAP coming up close to that. Yep. Which has been quite nice support. Would that also be the weekly VWAP? Daily's been holding it. Weekly. Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, I get the sole short, so I'd be targeting short from like here down to $23 basically, just below. BTC bullish CVD on the trend rev chart. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that. Just comparatively to these lows back here, because we did just take those, didn't we? This isn't. I don't think this is going down yet. Oh man, there's still a lot of longs entering there. Mm. Again, it's another, like, this is what I said earlier. You've broken up, and it's surprising how stable it is. We're doing, again, this is like we're doing what we've been doing on the higher time frames, which is just pushing up, ranging, continuing up, ranging, continuing up. It's just all very stable. None of this is anything. We're not seeing anything characteristic of a high on any time frame being put in at the moment. Like, this isn't characteristic of a high being put in. Yes, I think we can get a corrective move. I think the shorts that was here is there, but it's not characteristic of a big high here. So it's like, okay, Solana, yes, you can short it, but you want to get out of it quickly. You're probably going to get take profit one. You might get something a little bit more than that, and then you want to be still playing the trend that we're in. So on Sol, I'd go, okay, look, you can short this, fine, from $24.10 or whatever it is down to around about $23, but then you can aim for a long up to 25. And I think that's just the same. Yeah, we're just repeating that on a lot of stuff right now. That would be take profit one on the short already, because you're back into daily open. That is what we were looking for. So anyone that did take that, so this is the one that we were able to catch. Is that enough of a move? Yeah, you done fine. That's a good scalp. So if you caught that one, good. There you go. There's a free trade with like not really any risk involved there, because we waited, patient, waiting for the corrective move. We could see that we traded through a little bit of a change in order flow, and then you just wait for the test back again, and then you can short it back in, and then you've got your take profit one. You go for VWAP, and then you go to recover the rest of the move at this stage. So cool. Good little trade. And anyone that did catch the highs, like, fair play. This is what we're saying. Like, aggressive Luke would often go for that. Okay, you have an SFP for the highs. So why is my high there? I've moved it. Where did that even come from? You have an SFP for the highs, and then you trade it once you're back inside. So yeah, maybe there was an opportunity to get in more aggressively on that. But yeah, decent little trade. I'm going to have to wrap things up here in a minute, because we are continuing to we're going to do the trading room in a minute, which starts in just over 10 minutes. So I would like to have a little break and then start the trading room. So, for any of you guys who are watching on YouTube who want to see if we can continue to trade this during New York session, then you'll have to get yourselves into the crew quickly because we are starting our Zoom call very soon, which means no delay, which means easier to take the trade. And hopefully we'll get a little bit more. Yeah, okay, cool. I think I'm going to wrap that up there. And then we'll go over what else is actually happening here in like 10 minutes. Yeah, I consider that to be decent. We got a 0.7% move off of there, so happy enough with that. Close enough to VWAP. Came into daily open, take profit. That'll do. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, crew people, and we will start this all over again. Let's make sure you hit the like before you leave. That would be massively helpful. So if you're not going to join the crew, if you're not going to join the trading room, then please do hit up the likes. We've got 172 people in here. So hopefully at least like 171 of you caught the trade. And yeah, smash the like before you go out, and then we will do this in a minute. See you in a bit. Bye bye.